Welcome to Fall Ritual Haunted Attraction Reviews 2018. Today I will be talking about Sleepy Hollow in Newtown, PA. Sleepy Hollow is a place we've done 3 times now. We kind of did it this year as like a last minute thing because the weather was so nice and we just wanted to go someplace that had really good atmosphere to it, and this place definitely has really good atmosphere. Sleepy Hollow features 3 attractions, a house, a hayride, and a cornfield. Um, you can do all 3 attractions. The combo ticket is 33. You can pick 2, you can do 1. Obviously the best deal is the triple combo. They do have a VIP. I believe that's $15 more. That'll get you to the front of the line. They do charge for parking. It is $2 for parking. That goes to the farm, which is cool. I don't mind paying $2 if it's helping out the farm. One thing I do want to kind of stress before getting into it, just make sure you wear comfortable and not so nice shoes, because you probably will definitely get them wet and muddy. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind anywhere you go. You are going to a farm, so don't wear anything you would want to get ruined. I believe you could do any of the attractions in any order. If you get the combo pass, you can do any. I don't think you have to do the house first, you have to do the hayride first. I think you can pick and choose what you want to do first. So we did the house first. The house it's really incredible. The house apparently was built in 1888. So it has that really old, like haunted mansion Gothic type look to it. So it really, the house has atmosphere. Really cool. So when you get down to the house, while waiting in line, you're going to walk through like an iron, like gate fence thing and cross over a bridge. You will encounter a lot of jack-o'-lanterns, which is really cool to see. So just walking up to the house, tons and tons of atmosphere with all these jack-o'-lanterns all over the place. And once you get to the front of the house, like I said, even the outside is really creepy looking, like that very old haunted mansion looking Gothic type structure. This is a house not like any house you'll go through. They don't have the typical, well, here's the nurse scene, here's the doctor scene, here's the dentist scene, here's the, it's not like that. It's a lot of, what did I just see? How are they doing this? What's that just went past me? A lot of that stuff, a lot of stuff that messes with your head and you just don't know how they pull off, and it's just incredible to see. These rooms in here are some of the best decorated rooms with coming to like detail. A lot of the rooms look like they could be on the set of like an old Universal monster movie. I mean, that's how good these sets look, and like how like, I mean, this is an old house and it looks like it hasn't been touched since like the 20s or 30s. I mean, it's just, everything just looks old and creepy, and it's just really cool. I've never seen a house like this at any attraction. I mean, just the detail is just incredible. And it is very interactive. with what they'll do. I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely an interactive house that you go through. Um, Once you leave the house, you will go to a graveyard. From past years, this year, the graveyard seemed bigger, seemed a little longer. I don't know if they expanded the graveyard, um, but again, the detail, the amount of work. I mean, if you when you go, just check everything out. I mean, it's just one of those like incredible works of detail, and the actors that are in there, oh, just so good. You're gonna, even when you're in the graveyard and you're looking at everything, look at the ceiling too. Most of the graveyard is outdoors, but there is a part where you do go in, and just look up at the ceiling. Look at everything that's going on around you. It is really incredible. The one thing, when it came to the house and graveyard, um, we did catch up to the people in front of us, and then the people behind us caught up to us. So the timing wasn't really the best, but I mean, it is what it is. We've been to many attractions where we called up to people, people called up to us. It's nothing you can really do, but it's just to help move the line so the lines don't get crazy long. So that's no big deal. After the graveyard, you're going to walk back up to the hayride or field, whatever you want to do next. We did the hayride next. Hayride is two carts. So you'll go in one of the two carts. The carts are connected. There is actual hay on the hayride, but you actually sit on like hay, like bales. You don't actually have to sit like on the floor of the cart. So most places you have to sit like kind of like Indian style, and your foot falls asleep halfway through it. So you don't have to worry about that. You are actually sitting on a hay bale. The carts have cages around them. Um, and think like, well, what are the cages for? Why are these giant cages covering the carts? The cages are for the insane actors you will encounter on this hayride, climbing over the cages, dangling from the cages. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty crazy to see. There's one section of the hayride. I think it was like one of the clown scenes. There was a clown hanging upside down by his legs, like crawling, like shimmying down in the cage by his legs. It's incredible that this person can do it and do it the whole night. So it's really cool what they do, with the cages. It's something you don't see very often at all. It's just really cool to see. The hayride is new and improved for 2018. That's what they were saying. It did seem longer. It did seem there was a lot more going on. There's actually one part they really play on the name Sleepy Hollow, which was really cool to see. I don't recall that in the past year, so that might be a new part for this year. Um, the one problem I kind of did have with the hayride is it's very, very dark. Now I know it's not supposed to be, bright and sunny and everything. This is a haunted attraction, but I can tell that there's probably a lot of detail going on in like these sets they do. And without it being really lit, it's very, very hard to see the detail and the makeup on the actors and what the actors were doing. So that kind of that could have been a little better of getting a little more light on there just to see, just to kind of give me a glimpse of what's happening with this scene, what's happening with this actor, like what they're doing, what do they look like. But it is a pretty long hayride. You're on there for a good while before they drop you off, and then if the last thing you do is the field of fright, you will get to the field of fright. The field of fright is in a cornfield. It's not a maze. You don't have to figure your way out. It's just a path you walk on. But the actors in the field of fright are some of the best in this whole place. You're going to encounter the queen. The queen is awesome. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. You're going to have to check that out. The queen in the very beginning of the field of fright is really, really awesome. And as you go through, you're going to encounter other actors. The two girls that were behind us, they were really freaking out. It's dark. It's dark, and you're in the middle of a cornfield. This is where those comfortable shoes are going to come into play. You're going to need comfortable shoes. You're going to walk a lot. Then towards the end, you're gonna come into more actors. There's this guy just shouting corn and like a lot of nonsensical words, and then just corn, a lot of corn shouting. It's very, very bizarre, but just so good. The actors are so good there. They do have a lot of food areas. You can get food at a lot of seating areas, big bonfires. This place does have a lot of good atmosphere to it with the old house, the hayride, the corn, the bonfire, everything. Great, great atmosphere. If you get a perfect fall night, I mean, this place is just perfect place to go for a nice fall atmospheric night. The only slight problem when you're going through the field of fright, when you get towards the end, they do have bands playing, which I know a lot of attractions do have bands playing, which is no big deal. But when you're going through this cornfield and you're hearing the band play the Eagles and Jimmy Buffett, it kind of takes you out of the scare factor a bit. But if you ignore it, if you put it out of your head, you don't listen to it, it won't bother you then. But there are definitely things to do after the attractions. Like I said, there's the bonfire you can hang out. There's food. There's actually a little food stand down by the house. So if you're waiting in a long line and you get hungry, there is a little snack bar down by the house, which is really cool that they do that. But this Sleepy Hollow is, I like it. I think it's a great attraction to go to. It's all outdoors, perfect atmosphere, perfect fall event to do. So check them out. Sleepy Hollow Hayride in Newtown, PA.